Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Cloud Deep Dive. In today's video, we will talk about public virtual interface. So what is public virtual interface? A public virtual interface can help you to access all AWS public services using public IP addresses. When you create a public virtual interface, it allows you to access services like S3, DynamoDB, or services running in your VPC which has public IP addresses like your application load balancer with a public IP address or EC2 instances. And with this public VIC, not only you can access resources within a particular region, you can access resources in any region within AWS cloud, except your China region. How to create a public virtual interface? You will again go to your virtual interface console under Direct Connect. There you will provide a virtual interface name, select the connection, then you will provide your VLAN number and the BGP ASN number for your on-prem router. You will provide your router peer IP address and Amazon router peer IP address, and this IP address should be owned by you and has to be public IP address. If customer doesn't own this or have these public router peer IP addresses, they can request from Amazon as well, and support team can assign it to you. Next, you will provide the prefix you want to advertise. So after creating this public virtual interface, BGP peering will happen, and by default it assumes that you don't have the community tags, which I will be covering in my next slide. What AWS is going to do, AWS will advertise all the public AWS prefixes to you, and you will advertise your prefix to AWS. When I say all the public AWS prefixes, this include that any public IP address AWS has from all the regions, from all the continents to you. So you'll get lot of IP addresses. And similarly, whatever IP address you advertise to AWS, this gets advertised to all the regions. One thing to keep in mind that AWS does not re-advertise your IP address to any other customer. So suppose you have another direct connection with AWS, your IP address which you announce to AWS won't be re-advertised to that particular direct connection to another customer. So after that, you can access any resources within the AWS uh, cloud which are the public IP address. Next, let's talk about the BGP community. So we have different BGP communities to control that, to what extent your announced or your advertised public IP addresses can go, and similarly, like what all IP address you want to learn from AWS. So let's first talk about that IP addresses you advertise to AWS. By default, it's get routed or it get advertised to all the AWS regions, but you can control it. You can say that the IP addresses which I am advertising can go only to the continent where my DX connection is located. So suppose your DX connection is located in US, so you can say that my IP addresses which I'm announcing can go only to the regions which are part of my North America continent. Similarly, if you want to restrict more, that you want to advertise those prefix only to the particular region where your DX connection belongs, you can do that as well by using the BGP community. So here we have 72, 24, 92, 100 and 9100 are the two BGP community which you can use to control your IP address advertisement to what extent they can go. Now, AWS announce all the IP addresses to you. How you control it, that how many IP addresses you want. So if you want that IP addresses which are part of only a particular continent where your direct connection belongs. So suppose my direct net connection is in US region, right? And I want just access the resources which is in US regions only. Then I can restrict that. Instead of getting IP addresses from Europe, Asia, or another continents, I can say I just want AWS IP addresses from the US continent or North America continent only. Similarly, if you want to restrict it to the particular region, you can use 72, 24, 80, 100 community tag. In that case, AWS will advertise only the IP addresses which belongs or which are in a particular region where your DX connection belongs to. So that's how you can control your IP addresses, to what extent they will advertise, and you can also control what all IP addresses AWS should advertise to you. So that's all about public VIF, folks. Hope you learned something new today or understand how it works. If you have any question, feel free to put a comment. We'll be happy to answer. And please do like and subscribe to our channel. Please press on the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you can get notified. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.